All right, so today's video, we're watching a Plat 5 DPS on Xbox playing Tracer. And I say, hey, I've made a massive return to Overwatch as I stopped playing in January this year. I've been struggling and scratching my head on why I can't get my DPS, Plat 5, to match my tank and support rankings, Diamond 2. This match really baffled me as I felt like I was doing a lot while my team were more split than my parents. Aw. I want to improve a lot, my DPS output, less deaths, and overall utility. Anyways, any help is appreciated. Love this video and stream. All right, well, quite the start there. Good start. Going left side here to go take high ground. I like this. So, I'll pause it in a moment, chat, just to show. But let me, okay, I'm gonna pause for a second here because this is the right play. So, a little bit of a note here for supports, especially, and like DPS that need this type of angle. If you ever watch pro play, a lot of what will happen actually is the pros will take a sim teleporter and TP over here. Not saying to do that if you don't have to, but if you're a DPS player, sometimes, believe it or not, going sim here and TPing across here can be super helpful. And the reason why you do this is to set your team up. You're like, well, why not go up here? Trust this strategy of going here all the time. It works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. So I just wanted to kind of show this as a general tip in general of like, if you're on DPS, get in the habit of like doing like fun TP plays like that to set up your teammates. Again, I don't expect everybody to take TPs. I know every rank's different. This is just developing those good habits of that. But basically just point out that going this way is a good thing to do, and setting your supports up here can be super helpful. Again, I don't expect your teammates to take the TP at that point possibly, but I just wanted to show that aspect of it. So either way, here we go. And the reason why you do that is so you can get established high ground control. Holy crap, this Widow's not looking at you. The patience you had just to crouch the whole way there was impressive. Okay. There you go. That was amazing. I can't believe you crouched for like 20 seconds just to do that. Freak's tasting you. Good start. Good job. Going to the cart. I'm okay with this for now. Someone needs to push it on this map. And I'll talk about that in a little bit here on Gibraltar, but a lot of what... Okay, so I'll pause again because this allows me to do more stuff. So a lot of what Gibraltar works is that you want to get the cart down to about here with one person. A lot of the times people on Gibraltar aren't going to drop down here. If they do, it's actually a win for your team. So being on Tracer is actually really good for this because once you get the cart to like here, you can just rotate this way up the stairs. So a lot of time on Gibraltar, I feel like two things happen. One, everybody here will just get on the cart and you give up all map control. You give up all of the high ground, etc. This is important to have no matter what the rank is. Again, I know that high ground is different in each game, each rank. I've learned that over the years of spectating. But Gibraltar's a map that you gotta make sure you have this part of the map because otherwise it's really tough unless the other team doesn't react correctly to you taking the cart. But point being, you get the cart pushed to here and then you want to establish control. This allows for you to break off this way or take server control and do all of this. But point being, that's one of the options that usually happens is everybody goes on the cart and then you lose map control, or B, no one pushes the cart and then you're stuck. So far, the way that you've opened your Gibraltar has been pretty solid. And forcing this card pressure is correct for now. Because if you go up there and your team isn't established, you're going to end up losing the high ground. So this is so far a good start for your Gibraltar. And then that happens. One thing I've learned, as chat knows by now, the recall button is good. It's a major cooldown. Don't be afraid to use it. I have that problem sometimes on Tracer where I'm really cooldown I really pay attention to my cooldowns. Hit your recall button. Trust, it's worth. All right. Oh, this is fine taking this angle. Again, remember those paths I took? You could also rotate around the other way. Because, like, if you look at the access point you have here, you don't really have a route. So your two options are exactly what you're doing. This is good. Or you can also, remember, chat, this is underutilized. You can rotate this way. Up through server, over here, free kill on Widow, then you have map control here. But, again, just showing you multiple paths. Going through. Okay. I want to show you something. I want to show you some map awareness here. And again, Gibraltar's a little bit new on this one too. The stairwell here. This is a very underutilized stairwell. So you're like, well, they're right here. Why wouldn't I go here? Because now you've created multiple angles. You already know they're looking this way at your teammates. So go this way, and now you have a good flank. You might get a free kill on this like Ashe that ran by at some point, etc. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, rather than go where all the angles are looking at your teammates, go this way. And then you have multiple ways to go up here afterwards and take high ground. See? So multiple ways for you to get up there. I just wanted to showcase that to everybody. But a pretty clean first point out of you. I'm not really upset with it. I just think that was a good way to kind of talk about first point Gibraltar. So. Remember, those high ground access points are huge. There you go. Okay, you're finally going for it. Be careful here. Yep, that recall button's important. I know that probably in your mind right there, the brig was coming up the stairs. If that was the case, that you already knew the brig was coming up the stairs, it would have been better if you just didn't even, like, try to go that way, right?
Form up on the payload.
Because if you know the brig's going to be there and you put yourself into a bad recall, then, you know. All right, this brig decided to... That was an interesting play by brig. Good movement there. Grabbing a health pack. Okay. You get out. I'm surprised you got out there. That was, the team kind of just stopped chasing, which I guess is... Now you're going down here to rotate? Okay, that's fine. I get the idea. You're going under here to minimize damage rotation. It's a good job. This is good. That was a good play by the Tracer, by the way. The reason why that was good is because basically you're going under the map to minimize all the cooldowns and, like, damage that you would normally take during that. So that was a really good job of just, like... It's good pathing. You'll hear the idea of, like, good pathing. That was a good idea. Minimize damage, stayed hidden for a bit, and came up there with some good results. So good job. And then went back to cart to push it. So I'm never mad if somebody goes back to push the cart because nobody ever pushed it to begin with. Not bad. All right. This third point is where Tracer can struggle a little bit, but that's a really good start to your third point. I'll explain why third points can struggle for Tracer. In that situation, just you got to make sure you blink once at least there past the Ash because they're just that's the only option they have is to just spam a doorway. So don't give them that option. But yeah, this is where Tracer can struggle a little bit just because of the sight lines. I'll show it as Tracer gets forward here. So there's a couple of things you can do to like kind of make it a little bit more interesting. But before we get here, the reason why this becomes really difficult in general is because of these sight lines. See, like the snipers have full view. Your idea is you need to kind of like move around the map, and you know that's what Tracer thrives. Unfortunately, this map doesn't have those access points as much, so you have to kind of get creative with how you play it. Getting control of this side of the map is very strong. Controlling this side of the map is very strong. You can also do some crazy things if you want to. Give you a couple options here. So say you're having trouble getting high ground control and you don't want to go there directly, you can go here, blink across to here, and then now you have free access to some other spots once your cooldowns are ready. So this is a spot that is underutilized as Tracer. You can do it that way. You could technically, you could technically go through this way if you want to. There's a lot of ways to go about it. So you have to get a little bit more creative to get that position, but you can do it, right? So this one is a fun one though, especially if they're not really playing it much. And then eventually you can kind of do whatever you want. You can technically triple blink down here, go for a one clip, recall back up all the way up to here again. So there's a lot of options. Just wanted to kind of show you that. Anyway, here we go. Good ultimate by your teammate. Good job going back into the ultimate. Well played. I was going to say, if you don't fall back there and they get you, that's what you want to do. Am I going to play ranked today? Maybe. I played a bunch of ranked yesterday. Yeah, I think we played like 30 games of ranked yesterday, so. But here we go. Nice pick on the back line. Good job. I think your team's doing well, so like you don't even need to do that space creation I showed you. Stay here. Don't give them any free kills. Put pressure on them. Yep. Just be careful of passing that way next time, just because you didn't have your recall at the time, but you're fine. Nice shots. Good play. Solid. So a good start. A good start. I can tell that like you have general like pathin like map knowledge, which is nice to see. And obviously I think it was also helpful to show some other ways that you can go about it. So that was nice. Yeah, so far so good. To your defense. Obviously this is a longer game, so we'll see what happens.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Sniper, get your head down.
Stop the payload.
All right. So yeah, I was just gonna say, why are you set up here to go all the way here? Do you see the problem there? Why not just start here? Like, you could pretty much go unseen if you just, like, go here and then blink a couple times. Because they can technically, a little bit of a note, just for any helpfulness for people who don't know this. You ready for this? Do you see this? Damn, that looks tough. Do you see this? What do you see? So, point I'm making is, you can get scouted early, so that's why we'd want to blink past that if you wanted to really be hidden. But you can scout from here, chat, if you didn't know. Just a little bit of a note. This team can't see. You can see. Anyway, set up here to begin with. Don't waste your cooldowns to go back here. They know you're here now, and now you're going to be scrambling to get your cooldowns back and try to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, look at that whole sequence. that was just... all that was solved by just setting up there. It's funny because your attack, I felt like you had really good setup in general. But then on defense, it felt like you didn't even know where you wanted to go. But in reality, that was... like, you had the right idea, but, like, why wait till the map starts? You should just end up over there, wait in that corner, and then get out if you need to, not have them see you and run in circles. So you gave him basically a free pick there. As Tracer here, multiple options you can do. Play that spot we just talked about. Contest cart as much as you can. Don't get yourself, like, killed for it during that. Like, make sure to reset if you need to. But, like, contesting cart can be really key here. Always contest for good positioning, not turn your back to their team. But that's pretty much what you do in Gibraltar, and you just kind of make that rotation back between deciding to help the high ground and going for the cart. Normally, a little bit of a tip for people on Tracer. If you ever get like the, is it the health pack one? The perk? The health pack perk? You can actually get health packs at full HP. You don't have that perk yet, so it's not going to work. But once you get the perk that basically you get blinks for health packs, you can actually take health packs at full HP and deny health packs like that. So, a little bit of a fun way to like win 1v1s if they do no damage to you. I mean, I guess you could do it if they do damage to you too, but like you can like basically take that if you have full HP. Okay, waiting for the right moment. I'm okay with this for now. Okay, you see a VAP. So what's your plan here? Okay. Okay. Let's talk about this very quickly. I always talk about hide and seek stuff, and I don't think it's a bad idea to do this, but like I want you to think about how much time you're waiting right now to give like map control to the rest of the team, right? At this point, you're just waiting. You're waiting. You're taking your time. But in the meantime, while you're waiting, you know, this BAP is getting full value. You know, this Orisa doesn't feel like they're going to fall over right now. This Zenyatta is feeling like safe there, right? This Reaper is able to just shoot at your team, and you've been up here for like 15 seconds just sitting. Now, I expect you to make your move soon, but like, look what you just did there the whole time. All that happened there was your teammates died. This is your first point of engagement, and all you did was sit up there. See? That's it. In those situations, it's okay to disappear for a couple seconds up top there, but you definitely need to put a little bit more pressure on them. At the very least, go in for a quick like shot in their Zenyatta, recall back up, and have the threat of that, right? You ever play a rank game where... what if I just left it at that? You ever play a rank game? No. You ever play like a rank game where you play against a Tracer and like everybody is so hyper-focused on that Tracer, even if like the Tracer isn't quite one-clipping people, but like, you know, the Tracer does a couple pop shots to his Zenyatta in the backline. Everybody's spinning. You gotta put something there to put pressure on them to make them feel threatened by your Tracer. Like they need to feel like they need to worry about you. But if you don't do anything for 35 seconds there, like they're just gonna take advantage of that, and like they're not gonna even worry about that, and then your teammates fall over. So remember to put more pressure on attack. You were doing more pressure, and you saw the results. One bit of advice I always give is you can play defense like attack, minus pushing the cart, right? That way you can contest the cart, but you get my point. Like, a lot of people will play defense very differently, but sometimes on defense, you know, it can be very character dependent, of course. Like, you're probably going to set up on Torb differently on defense and attack, but on a character like Tracer, just play the same way consistently both sides. Put that same pressure on them, right? Might have to take a couple of different engagements. Like right there's no reason to push that point now because your teammates are down. Now you're giving them free picks. Now you're staggering. Do you see this? You've kind of taken yourself out of this game on your own. You know how sometimes like you play ranked and the other team is just playing well and you're like, damn, like they're just playing well. Like, I don't even know what to do there. This doesn't feel like this is the other team dominating you. This feels like you're just kind of taking yourself out of the game. There's also a BAP right next to you. I don't think you know that, but we'll let that be. Or was it a soldier? It might have been a soldier. I can't say. It was a soldier. But it all worked out. Like the last like probably 3 minutes of your gameplay has been you just running in circles, kind of being indecisive. So one thing you can really work on, because you talked about how like how can you get your character to where you're ranked to your other roles. I have a feeling that on those other roles you're a bit more decisive on defense, and that's been the problem you're running into. What is this BAP doing? This is the first decisiveness I've seen on Gibraltar thus far. Not sure what that BAP was trying to go for, but good job. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see the Cassidy there. There's no point to drop down and all that. So just, it's a lot of just, like, indecisiveness now. But now I'm seen to be a bit more decisive. So we'll see just, you know, how this works. Good job. Good pressure. Good recall. Good kill. This is what I mean. Do you see how, like, you put a lot of pressure on their team? Like, I don't think you realize how much that forces the other team to play differently. Like, you're sitting there and you're 1v1 in the Cassidy. Notice you also had a Discord orb on you. Notice that they also had a healing orb on them. Not only have you distracted and got a kill on their Cassidy, you've also forced a Zenyatta away from your team. That's why you want to pull pressure away. That's when you hear about angles, right? Is the idea of pulling pressure from your team. If all the players aren't able to just sit here and look at your Zarya, this Zarya is going to love that, right? If I'm a tank and you're doing that, I am going to have a blast, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, pulling that pressure and taking those angles away from your teammates is so important. And now look what happened. You did that. They were worried about you for a little bit. Now your Zarya is able to run it down mid, get free kills. That's how you play Tracer in those situations, right? Something I had to learn as I got the top 500 on DPS. Tracer was a character I had to play frequently, and a lot of the time I had a little bit of this minimal downtime. So that's why I'm being really adamant about finding more uptime on a hero.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, you can go for pressure here. It's fine. Good job. Well played. Decisive decision. You didn't second guess that. You went in. You can recall back up. Clean. Don't drop down though, because you just. I'll explain this in a second. You don't have to drop down at that point. Why not just stay up here? You recalled back up. No one's there. Why not go up here and pressure them from now? You know they're not going to have a tank on you, right? You don't have to worry about anybody for now. Like, stay up here. Because if you go down here, you have no cooldowns. You just use your recall. Stay up there. Why drop? Now you're dead. Why not stay on high ground and just pressure them from above for a little bit? Now you have map control. You have pressure. They're looking at you. Your mortar's in their backline right now trying to kill them. I respect that. Damn. I'm over here trying to get you aggressive. Meanwhile, their mortars and their spawn, your mortars and the spawn doors ulted them. Started blasting. Nice pick. You go. Yeah. Right idea. Okay. Good job. Hide. You have 3 blinks. Remember, you have 3 blinks. And you have plenty of time to get the card. Now you don't have plenty of time to get the card. Now you're losing your timing. Your teammates made it. You're good. Yep. Tunnel vision. That was about recognizing what you're going against. Don't be afraid to path high ground again. You have timings. You could literally. Hey, let me show something very quickly.
10 seconds.
You ever get stuck in that situation as Tracer chat and you need to get back to point quickly? You ready? You're here. You can either blink once to here, go up the stairs, wait. You got 3 blinks, double blink up here. You've now safely pathed to the point. I think you felt like you were stuck there and you didn't know where to go. Just take the stairs. Get out. Give it a couple seconds. Boom. Triple blink or double blink. You don't even need a triple blink. You can do triple blink if you want to go up here, and now you have way much better pathing. Always know your routes there. Henry, thanks for the 24 months of the tier 1. Thank you for it. Nice pulse. Obviously, there was just a Zen ultimate there, so can't do much about that. But all right, on to third. Yeah, only reason why I like the other way than the first defensive spawn is just because I feel like you're gonna still end up in the same angle, just a little bit different at that point. So on attack, it made sense, but on defense, I like the other path. But yes, you're right. It could work. Absolutely. Like, it's not that's an impossible route also. All right.
60 seconds.
Okay, I'm okay with this for now. Yep, you're going behind them. You need to find ways to get there. This is a totally fine path. Yeah, okay. Good. This is good. Good job so far. They know you're here, though. So that's... Good job. Good killing the Zen. Now, wait. Just wait a second. Remember, there's a soldier also. You don't want to go in there and just... No, you're fine. Good job. Ooh. If you deny the health pack there or grab the health pack, I think you have a better shot. Now you've kind of staggered yourself. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that was... Don't be afraid to just sit on the high ground there. Like, once you got high ground position and that soldier now has to make the play on you, at the very worst, you can triple blink up, right? I want you to think about your escape sometimes. I think that's been a problem for you. Is that, like, you're either become indecisive at times or, like, you don't plan out, like, where you go next. And that is one of those situations where, yeah, you could have grabbed the HP here. You could have went up to here and then triple blinked across. Like, you had plenty of opportunity to get out, and you chose to just run back into the team. Your cooldowns are very important. Make sure to use them efficiently, right? Whether that's using your recall at the right times, whether that's, oh, I don't have my recall, let me go and play around this a little bit, and things like that, okay? So, you can do it. You just gotta clean that up. Okay, here we go.
Attackers incoming.
You moved up to this spot. So again, I would have liked to see you set up on the other way because you're still trying to go to that spot again. Do you see the problem here? You're trying to, like, establish that positioning, but, like, you could have just been there to begin with. Instead, you end up in that spot. Now you're in this, like, really unique... There's a Venom Mine on you. I don't know why you're not recalling. I thought you saw something differently than I saw there. I'm like, are you gonna recall this? You just got Venom Mined by a Widow, and you had recall. So, if your plan was, hey, I'm gonna reset, then you did that correctly. Yep, Rock. Don't give a kill. Don't give a kill. Don't feed that. This is the, yeah, there you go. There you go. Much better. I just didn't want to see you trade out right away. Don't trade. Just pressure Ryan shield. Ryan has the charge point. Oh, boy. Just play behind. Play behind Ryan. There you go. Did you lose this? Okay. Wow. Surprised. All right. Fine in the air. Okay. Good job. Good patience here to get out. Well played. I mean, I'm not even... That was just a good sequence for you. So good job there in general. That was nice.
Attackers incoming.
Barrier initialized.
Escort.
I'm with you.
All right. Going for the high ground here. I actually don't mind this approach right now. That was my one concern. Remember, you have a very slight advantage right now of having the high ground control on them during this. Don't spend that time running in front of a flashbang range, okay? You gotta be careful of like just running at them in like a flashbang range like that over and over again, okay? Right idea a lot of the time. Just a couple of plays. I think you have you're like not playing bad. I think your decision making is really what's causing some problems here for you, and that's gonna be fine. I think you can easily learn from this VOD and make like really good progress. I'm not even joking. So, yep. Not bad. Okay. Yep. Remember, pushing the card can be good. Don't just. You know what you're doing. This is fine. You have plenty of time, so you want to get this early pressure. This is good. Now, get the card as far as you can, and either A, help on killing who's there, or, yep, or break off. Exactly. Good job. Kill the pylon first. You're going to see a pylon in front of you. Trust, it's important to get that pylon, because otherwise you can lose 1v1s. Notice how you went for the pylon second, and now you're in this, like, unique spot. I would have just liked to see you go for the pylon there initially, because I think it would have been a better spot. Get these kills, now survive. Don't even force the point. No. Yeah. Get out. This is the correct play. Good job. Excellent sequence. You don't need to... Listen. Okay. You don't need to do this part yet. That was a little bit risky. You have 2 kills. Stay above them and just, like, start poking them, because you already killed 2 people. They're not going to flank you at that point. You have, like, a 15-second window, maybe even 20 seconds. So I would have liked to see that. It still worked out, right? You still put the pressure. Everything seems to be fine here. But I would have liked to see you stay up on that high ground initially. I would have liked to see that instead, is all I'm getting at. Yep. Decisiveness. Just rotate out. Yep. I think you could have rotated a little bit quicker beforehand. Okay, I want to give a little bit of like philosophy here on like overtime games. Okay, let me ask you this question. You've had 3 minutes basically since the card's been here, and I've seen you kind of rotate to try to push the card at all times. Let me ask you this question. It's gonna just a straight up question here. If you were to win this team fight, where does this card go? Out of curiosity, like if you have the cart here and you win the team fight, what happens? You ready? You win the game. That's it. So stop trying to like really force the cart once you get it to a winnable spot. Now it's about winning the team fight. That's all you got to do. So I want to see you kind of set up for that playmaking on that situation where I feel like sometimes you're just defaulting back to the cart when in reality you could just pick off anybody away from the cart during that time and pressure them back, right? Your Soldier 76 is actually doing that in the server right now. And I think we'll probably get value because of that. Okay? Remember to, look for cooldowns there. Reaper has shift. Don't tunnel, but your Soldier 76 just made the exact play I wanted to see you make there. So, and they still might win on their team, but that's what you need to do, is basically create pressure from behind and make them have to look away from the rest of their team, which you're doing right now. Now your Life Weaver's on point. Now they're kind of all over the place. All right. You see what happened, though, when you were in their backline? Like, that was like a 2v4, and your teammates almost held it out. You end up staggering, and that's not good, but Please start, once you get the point to a certain spot, you don't need to force payload. And that's basically been the one mistake that you've made a lot on this side. And then your Soldier 76 had to end up making the play that you needed to make. And now you have 30 seconds. Now you have no ultimates. Now they have beat. Now they have window. Your team had plenty of time to win this. It just, you kind of just stayed stagnant and just waited when you needed to do something else for it. So just a little bit of, you know, be wary. It's important in that situation. Here you go. Flanking behind. Yes. Put the pressure there. Yep. Oh, boy. I've been there. Don't worry. I think you had the right idea. Yep. That was great. You distracted a Reaper. You helped get a kill. Yes, this is correct. You still have a time. Don't worry about BAP coming from spawn. You know BAP will be there, but I think your team got off the cart and you lost. But you made the correct play in general. So decisiveness. If you can really improve on your decisiveness and start to like look at your path in, I think you're going to do a good job. You had moments. I showed a lot here. Hopefully it was good information about Gibraltar in general, because this is one of those maps that can be kind of confusing. You just need to path better sometimes, you know, manage your cooldowns a little bit better, and recognize what you do as Tracer is you're basically pulling pressure away from your team. If you are pulling pressure away from your team, you were playing Tracer in a really good way. In moments, especially in the first half of this game, you did that. As you got to defense, it's kind of like you forgot what you did on attack, and that really changed that. So let's apply that knowledge of like play defense like attack, establish position, and force them to make those plays. Either way, I thought you played that well. There was moments that you need to fix, but you can do this. You got this. You absolutely got this. Like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment on the house. You want to spin one of these? My Discord is where you do that. Also, if you look down here, you can see like a square or like a box. It's gonna be another video, so it's gonna be a good one. Click it if you haven't. If not, it's okay. Either way, hope you all have an amazing day / night.